one of our cool hats, red on black, black American flag underneath, BMF all inside it. I don't know, pretty cool. I like it.
Is that your advertisement?
That's my advertisement. Yeah, you either like it or you don't.
I have an amateur MMA fight this Sunday. Any advice? When you go in originally, like, what's your mental state at? Like,
oh, scared to death, man. Just as scared as you are sitting there for your amateur fight is how I am for every one of my fights, every one of our races, every time I get in front of the camera to go and act, or pretty much anything you do in life that there's a chance of failure in, we're just as scared as you are right there. You know what I mean? Even though you're on, I shouldn't say you're on a much smaller scale because it's humongous to you. You and your amateur is just like me in my UFC fight. You know what I mean? Like mentally, you are in the same caliber as I am. Like, oh my God, my family's here, my mom's here. Did I train hard enough? Did I do enough? Should I have taken this? Did I do it too soon? Or did I do it too late? Am I overconfident? Am I go steamroll this kid? But then I end up fighting some stud who I didn't train nearly as hard for. There's so many, like, your brain does all these crazy ups and downs and shouldas and wouldas and couldas, and man, really just enjoy that, like, fear, that crazy, funny, I'm gonna throw up, I don't know what to do feeling, and because they don't come around very often, you know. For guys like me, I chase that feeling, whatever it be in life. I'm always constantly chasing that funny drive. But there's some people that you hear still talking about the football touchdown they scored in high school. Why? Because those are the feelings that everyone loves. Everybody was watching the spectacular play. The crowd went wild, you know, and those are the feelings. That's why you're suiting up and getting ready for your amateur fight, for that exact feeling. Because you want all the scared, crazy nerves, but then in the end, you want the awesome feeling of success that you get from everybody else. Like, oh, that was so cool. So any advice I have is just enjoy that whole ride, man. Enjoy the the crazy beginning feeling and the overexcited after feeling. So to me, it's the journey, man.
Yeah, it's like, what's on the other side of that fear, right?
Yeah. Well, what's on the other side of that fear is you don't know what is on the other side of the fear if you don't experience the happy days. And if you don't have the crappy days, do you know what I mean? Like, how do you register what's awesome and what's not? Because you have to fail, and you have to succeed. And that's how that's how you understand. Well, it's just like everything. You have to fail, and you have to fail, and you have to fail. And are we doing this right? Should we keep doing this? And we just keep pushing along, keep doing it. Like, yes, I believe that we're doing the right steps. And then you fail, and you're like, man, everyone around you is like, no, what are we doing? Are we throwing money away? Are we wasting time? Is that all the training I'm doing after school, after work for this amateur career, is it gonna pay off? Or am I just doing it because I enjoy fighting? Or am I just doing it because I enjoy racing? But I want to take my race program to a whole nother level. So yeah, failing. When we finally succeed, the days of me talking about the years, remember when we were our first year, we couldn't even finish a race, and here we are now, a podium for the last 3 races we had. You know, it's so cool, it feels great, and we're just barely getting started. Same thing with a fight career. Like, you have to fail, and you have to fail, and you have to win, and you have to fail, and you got to make it all the way to the top of the mountain just to look over the ridge and see. That wasn't even a mountain, that was just a little hill. The giant mountain's 3 more hills away, you know what I mean? So right when you think you got stuff figured out, not even close. So that's the best advice I have. Just pull your boots tight and get on for the ride. Like all the people that get into the CrossFit thing and they are stoked on it. You guys go every day and train, or your jiu-jitsu and you love it. You want to be a black belt. Same thing applies with kickboxing. It's not going to do any good to go on a once a week class. Like, you want to go there and love it and soak everything you can in and want to learn and pay the coach for privates and just soak in as much knowledge and spar and train as many people as you can. That's the only way. That would be the best advice I can say. Like, you got to fall in love with it. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, that's a sport that you can't just dabble in and be successful or enjoy, because you dabble in it, then you go in there and get your ass kicked and you're like, man, that wasn't very fun. So, you know. Yeah, if I wasn't fighting, I'd probably running some kind of construction company, for sure. Whether it be roofing or... It'd probably at this point be a full like general contractor building custom homes, or I don't know if I'd go as far as a commercial building, but who knows? I'd love to say I started small and now I have $1 billion company, but who knows what coulda, woulda, shoulda happened. But I definitely would have done something within construction.
But if you were to retire right now, though, I mean, like movies.
Yeah, right now my path's leading down the stunt, race car driving, and movies. That's where my passion and interest has definitely fallen. Yeah, I haven't bought a gun in quite some time. Henry, we went out and did that Hunter Games, shooting the 6.5 Creedmoor, and Henry sent me a 6.5 lever action. I shot it the other day. It's pretty cool, but it's down in the shop right now getting full optics and everything put on it, because that's a far gun that I don't need to be shooting on iron sights, so I putting a cool sight on it, and we'll see. I'll get it back in a week or two. I have a cool hunt with Sig, Elk Hunt in Oregon. Bo and I have a cool pheasant hunt coming up. October's coming. Duck season's right around the corner. I love birds. Bird hunting to me is like one of my favorite things. Which I lost everything I own hunting. I don't know where it went. So I got to go get all new calls and decoys, and I have my waders still, thank God. But other than that, so I got to start all over on that side of it again. So that'll be fun. But bird hunting, big elk hunt. That'll be pretty much the large game for me. I'll do one elk, and it's more than enough for me. So, but birds all day long.
Why are you one and done elk?
I just grew up killing a lot of elk when I was a kid. So, plus one elk will feed me and everybody at this ranch for sure the year. I'm gonna donate a bunch of the meat also to Hunt for the Hungry, and try and donate to people who are in need of food, of course. But I don't know. Why the big hunt for me? It's fun. I enjoy it. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to pull the trigger over and over and over. Like, I had a couple opportunities to go archery hunting for elk, but I already have this one elk hunt. So if I get an elk during the hunt, I'm very excited. That's plenty of meat and plenty for me, so I just don't need to overdo it. The baby's good. I was out there with him today. He's growing fast. We had a problem with him up in the front going under the fence, and now he's grown big enough where he can't really crawl under it, but now the mom's jumping the fence like a deer. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a 1,200-pound buffalo just leap over a barbed wire fence. So now we're having to rebuild a whole new fencing, and fencing in 300 acres is going to take a lot of time. So we're getting started on that. So that's the next big project at the ranch, is we're at least fencing down the highway line, so at least they can jump the fence and get in my neighbors. It's not nearly as bad as getting smoked by a car. So that's the plan. Yeah, I don't have any personal way. If you can smoke weed and you can function your life, I think that's great. If you smoke weed and you just get dumb like I do, where you can't function, I don't think it's a smart move for you, because then, unless you're just on a Sunday afternoon, and that's like what you want to do on a Sunday, play video games and just veg, sure. I would do it if I could like get unhigh after a little bit, like do it, my buddies laugh, and then like, all right, I'm done, enough. But if somebody else does it, I don't, no way. And it's with any drug to me. As long as you're okay and in your own area, fine. It's like when you come to me and bug the shit out of me because you're all pilled out or you're all drunk, or like I love drinking. Everyone loves drinking, being around guys, but everyone has the one guy that doesn't know how to drink in a social environment, and those are the guys I'm talking about. Like, bro, you need to be monitored, right? Like, someone needs to, probably same thing with, everyone's got the friend that smokes too much pot or does too much acid, or hopefully not too much meth. I don't know, but I don't really hang out with those people. A guy named Ross Coleman. Or fought or sparred?
Let's chalk it up to sparred.
He's a PBR. They call it Ring of Honor, which is like the Hall of Fame. PBR came out for a UFC, the guys came to the gym. We all trained them. Roscoe got in there with me. We sparred. And he lit me up. He threw one right down the pipe and hit me so damn hard, almost knocked me out. I felt it for like the whole next day. My head was all rattled. So he's a big old corn-fed son of a bitch. So getting hit by him, I was like, all right, fair play, buddy. That was probably the hardest I've ever legitimately been hit. Not that I, rocked. That's, again, a really hard question. I really like Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. I like the good, bad, and the ugly. But then we start moving a little bit more down the timeline, and then they have Tombstone and Young Guns. Where Good, Bad, and Ugly and Butch Cassidy were probably more my dad's time, when Young Guns and Tombstone are more my genre. And then when we're moving into like Appaloosa and Hateful Eight and Mag 7, I don't really consider those like really. Those, if someone asked me what the millennial country would be probably one of those, but they don't hold a chance to the old time westerns. You know what I mean? Like, so those are. It's hard to pick that. But if I was gonna flip on the TV and either Young Guns or Tombstone came on, no matter where it was in it, I'm watching the entire rest of the show, even though I know every word. So yeah, that's
what do you think of Django Unchained?
Oh, Django was good. I forgot about Django. That was cool. I don't know if I would so much call that a Western though. Like, yes, it was time period wise, sure, right? But it was kind of a different feel to the Western to me.
It was Tarantino-ized.
Yeah, Tarantino-ized, real gory and bloody, but it was a great show for sure. It's just a different side of country. Normally you have a bunch of cowboys, where this guy was a slave bought by a dentist or a whatever the fuck he was, a fake dentist, bounty hunter that went to get his girl. I don't know. It was good. Probably tom yum soup.
Ty Skiver says, we want to build you a badass set of cowboy boots from Skiver Boots.
Yeah, of course. No brainer. Rattlesnake ones. I will play zombies on Call of Duty with my buddies. If they beg me and plead me to do it, I will. I played Grand Theft Auto. I played Halo. That's about the length of my video game playing. With the whole COVID shutdown thing, it's really hard for our scene to get out and get cleared and insurance and everything for the Cowboy Fight Series. So we had planned on coming back first of the year, depending on what this second Delta variant and what everything, the shutdowns are looking like. That's kind of what we're waiting on. But we talked with the Muddy Bottoms in Louisiana, and we're thinking about bringing, I think it was February, is that right? Yeah, February. Holding one there. Cowboy Fight Series is just same reason I built this ranch, like what's a way I can give back and show my way in the sport. So I created a amateur fight organization, take care of the hotel rooms and the fighters and anything that I remember just traveling the road. What did they not do that I could do better, and what would I prefer? That's what we're doing with my fight series, like taking care of the flights, taking care of the hotel rooms, making sure the guys are real comfortable, giving them a good place to warm up and train. And not only that, but creating the fight league. I know a lot of people in this sport, and my plan is to grow it to where UFC could call me and I could just feed them like, yeah, I got a guy, I got a girl, I got someone needs 2 more fights, or maybe a guy is right on the cusp, like, all right, man, bring him, try and work it to where we can get the Contender Series going and we can get guys in the UFC. And so that's the plan. Just start a cool spot for people to go. D-Rod, that's my dude. Came out here to the ranch, traded me a bunch before he got in the UFC, so it was really cool. He's still my buddy now. It's cool that everyone that we have come to the ranch to train with us, they're usually somebody brought by somebody who's really good and on the cusp. And he did exactly what I thought he would do. As soon as he got in the UFC and just took off, and he's doing great for sure. I do. If you asked him the same question, Dustin, do you think you could beat Cowboy in a race? He'd answer exactly like that. So, yeah. Oh, the kid with the haircut?
Yeah.
Of course. I'd fight anybody. I mean, you can't, people are, whenever they ask me, like, yeah, sure, of course I would.